I was lying in the hospital bed, waiting for the surgery to remove the cyst on my left ovary to commence. But this wasn't the place I had been in a few moments earlier. Even though I was still listening to the same song streaming from Pandora into my earbuds, I thought. And for some reason, I was burping. As my mind came back to me, things began to dawn. Was I in recovery? A nurse touched my arm. "You're in recovery, how you doing?" That's when I felt it, the wave. It was a wave of Mother Mary's love and energy, so strong that I almost couldn't contain it. I called the nurse over again. "I'm feeling so much love, and I'm supposed to touch others and give it to them," I blathered, clutching her forearm. "Well," she said with nursely tolerance, "people have all different kinds of responses." She was referring to the ketamine in the anesthesia cocktail, I'd later find out, and she went back to her business. All I could do was lie there, radiating this great love to the entire room of awakening souls and their helpers, as I looked at the clock and grappled with the eerie phenomenon of lost time. Then I remembered I had asked a group of 6 friends to take half-hour meditation shifts before, during, and after my surgery, and see me wrapped in a pink blanket of Mother Mary's love. I had forgotten, but here was that pink blanket as big as the universe. That day in November 2018 was my first palpable encounter with Mother Mary after years of having been her dedicated researcher. It was the first of several miracle-ish type things that I was to experience in my decades-long relationship with this great female being. Because finally, with a 9-centimeter fluid-filled sac on my ovary causing pelvic pain, she had coaxed me from my head into my womb, her favorite dwelling place. It took me a long time to come around to Mary. Virgin Mary, Mother of God, Blessed Mother, whatever people called her, for the first few decades of my life, I wasn't very interested. Can you blame me? Many modern women have trouble with the image of a female whose main attribute has been celibacy, a female whose perfection and purity are held as impossible models for behavior, a female who is obedient, docile, and deferring to all the males around her, including a God who decided that she was going to be the one without seeming to have gained her consent. To my mind, getting too close to Mary carried the threat of having to give up all worldly joy and pleasures, enter a nunnery, and spend the rest of my life trapped in seclusion and prayer. At the very least, it meant coming under pressure to be an eternal good girl with no sex life, certainly not before marriage, and very little in the way of anger. That didn't work for me, and I know it hasn't worked for many women, whether raised in Christian denominations or not. Mary has not been sexy, and talking about her in any kind of devotional or honorific way has meant you're not sexy either. When a family guardian pressured me into taking Mary as my Catholic confirmation name, I was ashamed of having it. For years, I didn't use it. I want to help change this knee-jerk response to Mary on the part of many people. Over the past few decades, through my academic investigations and my own spiritual journey, I've come to know her in a new way. I've come to see her as a much more whole, integrated, and interesting being than the girl who has been portrayed in Christianity. Most people don't realize that Mary's identity has been cloaked, co-opted, and controlled, and that this patriarchal maneuvering has greatly disempowered and disadvantaged all women and all people. Just like that other great Mary we've come to re-know over the past several decades, Mary Magdalene, it's time for Mother Mary to be revealed, too.